everybody, Pete Nowaskey here with Nowaskey Suspension, and today we are starting a new build. So for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, every Thursday is our build series here at the shop where we showcase projects that we're working on. And for those of you that are back again, we're on to the next project. So this is a 2020 Softail project that we're doing, and there's a couple of reasons we're doing this. Number one, this bike is going to debut our new Nowaskey monoshock suspension for the new Softail models. Another thing that makes it important is this bike is for Nick, our camera guy, the guy behind the lens there. So he has been waiting patiently for so long to have his bike tricked out. And in true Nowaskey fashion, we're gonna knock it out of the park, take it over the edge. And as you can see by this crazy green color here, I mean, this is gonna be an eye catcher and a showstopper. I know some of you guys are gonna ask me what the name of the color is. I don't remember. So this thing is gonna be super cool. As you can see here, all these pieces are done in this super cool green. We got some accent colors going on the engine. We got every little bracket and lever and everything done. Slick has been on the computer designing the wrap for this. We have Advan Black sent us carbon fiber ST fairing and fenders and stuff. So I mean, it's gonna be dripping in performance parts. We got a Trask swing arm going on here, Thundermax ECM, S&S carbon fiber air cleaner, new exhaust system. SBC we're gonna be doing all of their handlebars and risers and pegs. And I mean, this thing is gonna be trick. And the crazy thing is, we have 2 weeks to get it done, but I think we can do it in like 5 or 6 days because we pretty much have everything here to do the project.
Hey guys, it's Jake here at Nowaskey. So we are getting ready to start reassembling Nick's 2020 lowrider. So I am going to start chasing holes and I'm going to start prepping all the powder coat. My goal is for the end of the day to be in a rolling chassis. We have 7 days to get this thing up and ready for Sturgis. So stay tuned, here we go. So I am chasing the threads on the frame. So as they get powder coated and sandblasted, you get stuff in there, and that's how you end up having issues with either galling the threads, stripping the threads, or breaking the bolts off as you put them in. So you always want to make sure you have a nice prepared surface when you're reassembling. So, as part of the build for Nick, we have a Trask swing arm. This is a swing arm for the M8 Softails with a radial brake mount. So these swing arms do not come assembled. So I will have to spend the next half hour, 45 minutes assembling this. As you can see, it comes in all the pieces nicely wrapped. Trask over there does a good job of making sure their parts are wrapped and not damaged when you get them. As we have the parts all laid out on the table here, unwrapped and ready to go, Trask sends along a installation manual so that way you can do this at home. So this is a product that we have on our website. So if you would like to get one of these smooth billet swing arms, go ahead and look it up at nowaskey.com and order yours today. I would like to thank everybody at Trask also for giving us the opportunity to install this on Nick's bike. He is super excited to have your swing arm on his project. For swing arm pivot shafts, they have a spherical bearing that goes into the arm. With the Trask swing arm, you have to put this in before you bolt that piece on. So you have to press this in. I always make sure I put plenty of lube on there so that way it doesn't gall. As you can see, we have an old style press. working on NXD's 2020 Lowrider S/ST. So I am going to take the races out of the neck so that I left them in for powder coating and sandblasting, so that way it doesn't contaminate the metal or eat up the metal that the races sit in. Knowing that I'm going to remove the races and put new races and bearings in for the steering stem. I was not trying to do that, that's why I was hitting it softly. As you can see, the race has been removed, but all the metal is still good, not pitted from sandblasting. Hey guys, so I am here with Nick's 2020 ST. Actually, it's just a lowrider S at this point. It will be an ST. So as you can see, I got the trash swing arm together, ready to go on, and the frame is still in the same spot. So we've ran into a couple hiccups with getting parts and stuff like that. I will have stuff later today and tomorrow. So at that point, I will be continuing on getting the chassis into a roller, motor in, trans in, and all that. However, I need to work on the motor in order to put it in. So we are going to be updating a few things on there, powder coated parts and stuff like that. We will not be doing any engine work at this time. We'll be saving that for a future episode where Nick will finally get some cams and a cam plate, oil pump, some push rods, stuff like that. Depending on what we decide to do, we might end up doing the heads with Ward and all that. Really depends on where we're at that time when we do the motor build. But I'm gonna work on this today, get this ready for tomorrow to put in there, so that way I can have the drivetrain in the chassis, and that way when I get the parts to finish the chassis and that, I can keep banging right along. So stay tuned. Always use a little lubrication. So just in reference, these were powder coated, so they get some of the sand and grit in there. So that's why I'm cleaning them all out, because I want to make sure I don't get that into the motor. We do not want a freshly sandblasted motor. Gotten the motor bolts all in, ready to go, so that way I can, hey, it's Peter. So I am working on our new M8 Softail shock. I had the swing arm already fully assembled and all that, as I've showed. However, I have since learned that they have a spacer for stock suspension, but aftermarket suspension, this cannot be in there. So I have disassembled this just to verify fitment and all that. So we've done a little R&D on our Softail shock already. However, this is going to be the first Softail that we are actually going to put it on and do some serious R&D on it. Make sure the ride height is right, make sure it handles correctly and all that. So I am going to install this on Nick's bike now, and stay tuned. Okay, so that will be a perfect fit right there. So as you see, that'll fit right there. It's nice and snug. So just for reference, anybody who is installing the trash swing arm that you can get on our website, Nowaskey.com. It comes with this sleeve for stock applications, and then it comes with these two spacers. These are for aftermarket suspension. See, you'll just put them in there and everything lines up. careful as I can because I don't want to be banging stuff around.
That blue right there actually looks good. I like that.
That's what I was looking when I put them towels down. It's like, oh, it actually looks kind of slick. Look at that.
Look at that.
Are you getting excited?
Oh, I'm getting sussed
up. Swing arm is on. I still have to secure the lower pivot shaft. However, I have the shock installed and I have the swing arm on. The transmission is in. Once again, these will be released at Sturgis. Look for them on our website. They'll be on our website soon, Nowaskey.com. And we will put the reservoir over here. When it's time for that, we do have mounting for those also. So those will also be on our website soon. So I am on to the next thing of working on putting the engine in. So I'm gonna put this in. So we're gonna have to guide it because we don't have normally how we.
Nothing's viced in. Yep.
Yep. So.
So when you going from the other side?
Yeah, I'm gonna come in from the side I normally come in from.
Yep. You don't have a jacket on. That's gonna hurt your arms. You ain't gonna go in. You gotta rotate it.
There we go.
Get your arm out.
Yep.
Okay, you're gonna have to.
That was my finger. So typically we have the frame all viced in, so we have a little bit different operation, but for sake of progress,
If you get the bolts, I can pull this into place.
there you go. Come in.
There you go. Okay, they're started. Hey everybody, as you can see, we're making some really good progress here. And when I say we, I mean Jake is making a lot of progress here. He's been spearheading this project. This is actually the end of day one for motorcycle assembly. So obviously we have a lot of time invested in this project prior to this to get it to this point, but as far as assembly, end of day one. So we got our highlight components on the engine here and throttle body in, you know, Jake got all the threads chased and everything done on the frame. The Trask billet swing arm is assembled. We have our brand new Nowaskey monoshock in here. The ones that you get are gonna be like blacked out, right? But this was one of our earlier models here. So anyways, yeah, it's going together good. Like I said here, we got you know, the engine and tranny and all that in, and also a lot of 12-point fasteners on this bike. It's a little more prevalent on the other side there, but as you can see, Jake's gone through and put ARP 12 points and everything. There's even a couple in here that you can't see. So it's going really good. I'm really excited. We're trying to come up with a really good name for this bike. Right now, we're thinking it might be called High-Vis, but we'll see. The name really comes together when the bike gets close to being finished. We always kick stuff around, and by the time it's done, we kind of settle in on the name. So Nick is obviously running the camera, and I know he's excited. I can't believe that camera is holding still. It's probably because of that equipment on there. Otherwise, he'd be all rammed up and shaky and excited about this. So, but anyways, it's looking really good, and we leave for Sturgis in 11 days. We have more than enough time to get the sucker done. So make sure you like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and tell us what you think in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking of this build and on future builds, like what you think we should be doing. We love your feedback, your input. We love that. So again, like, subscribe, and drop a comment, and we'll respond as soon as we can. See you on the next one.